Hi guys, I'm Rochelle and I'm a Ravenclaw. Today I'm here to share with you part 4 of the hashtag sorry not sorry bank account book haul. I bought all of these books from a little thing called Lifeline Bookfest. I will leave a link to the first video in which I talk more about what Lifeline Bookfest is and what it does and what it supports. If you want to check that video out, there will be a link in the description box. I will also leave links to parts 2 and 3 in case you have missed out on these so far. And yeah, I've got another 2 bags of books here to show you guys. So these are the 2 bags that I've got to go through with you guys today. Alright, so I guess we'll jump right into the books that I've got. So the first and second book out of this bag are Honor's Night, which is book 2 in the Paradox trilogy by Rachel Bach, and Heaven's Queen, which is book 3. I talked about the first book in this series in the first video. That is Fortune's Pawn, so I will quickly grab that so that I can read you the synopsis again. They're gonna look so cool together, guys! So this is Fortune's Pawn. I'll quickly read the synopsis because I don't want to spoil myself or you guys about what's going to happen in this trilogy. Debbie Morris isn't your average mercenary. She has plans. Big ones. And a ton of ambition. It's a combination that's going to get her killed one day. But not just yet. That is until she gets a job on a tiny trade ship with a nasty reputation for surprises. The Glorious Fool isn't misnamed. It likes to get into trouble. So much so that 1 year of security work under its captain is equal to 5 years anywhere else. With odds like that, Debbie knows she's found the perfect way to get the jump on the next part of her plan. But the Fool doesn't give up its secrets without a fight, and 1 year on this ship might be more than even Debbie can handle. So that's going to be lots of fun. I'm very excited about this. These are quite short and they're apparently very fast reads. So I'll snap these out probably over a couple of days. So the next book that I've got in this bag is Shadow's Claim by Kresley Cole. I have a mass market paperback copy of this book already, but I really am not a fan of the mass market paperback purely because I have the rest of this series, which is the Immortals After Dark series, in this size. And for $4, being able to have matching sizes is, it's worth it to me for $4. So this is the first book, No Rest for the Wicked by Kresley Cole. There is technically another book that comes before this, but I believe at the moment it's only available in an anthology, and I don't have the anthology that belongs in, so you'll just have to deal with this one, which is technically number 1. Centuries ago, Sebastian Roth was made into a vampire against his will. Burdened with hatred and alone for so long, he sees little reason to live. When Valkyrie Assassin, Kadrian the Cold-Hearted, lost her 2 beloved sisters to a vampire attack long ago, a benevolent force deadened her sorrow, accidentally extinguishing all of her emotions. Yet when Kadrian encounters Sebastian, her feelings return. For the first time, she's unable to complete a kill. Sebastian and Kadrian find themselves competing with each other in a legendary contest, and the prize is powerful enough to change history. Kadrian will do anything to win it, but wanting only to win her, Sebastian uses Kadrian's newly awakened feelings to seduce her. But when forced to choose between her passion for Sebastian and the lives of her sisters, how can Kadrian decide? So this is another series that follows different couples all the way through, a bit like the Nalini Singh Side Changeling series that I have talked to you guys about in a couple of these videos. So Sebastian and Kadrian are not who is talked about in this one, but you don't technically need to read these in order, but there is an overarching storyline where you'll get more out of these books if you do. So that's the first book if you're interested in reading those. So the next book that I've got in this bag is The Girl in the Clockwork Collar, which is the Steampunk Chronicles. Is the other one in here? Yes, it is. Alright, so I've got The Girl with the Iron Touch by Katie Cross and The Girl in the Clockwork Collar, also by Katie Cross. This is books 2 and 3 in the Steampunk Chronicles. Book 1 is The Girl in the Steel Corset, which I don't own. But I saw these and I've been meaning to read more steampunk in recent years. Again, it's another genre that's kind of slipped by the wayside. I think these covers are also like super cool. And I really enjoy steampunk. So that's those. I will go to the handy dandy internets for the synopsis for the first book so you guys can find out what these are about. I think these are also ones that follow different people. Yeah, they follow different characters that all appear in the same books by the looks of it. In 1897 England, 16-year-old Finley Jane has no one, except the thing inside her. When a young lord tries to take advantage of Finley, she fights back and wins. But no normal Victorian girl has a darker side that makes her capable of knocking out a full-grown man with one punch. Only Griffin King sees the magical darkness inside her that says she's special, says she's one of them. The orphan Duke takes her in from the gaslit streets against the wishes of his band of misfits, Emily, who has her own special abilities and an unrequited love for Sam, who is part robot, and Jasper, an American cowboy with a shadowy secret. Griffin's investigating a criminal called the Machinist, the mastermind behind several recent crimes by automatons. Finley thinks she can help and finally be a part of something, finally fit in. But the Machinist wants to tear Griff's little company of strays apart, and it isn't long before trust is tested on all sides. At least Finley knows whose side she's on, even if it seems no one believes her. So I've been told that if you like the Parasol Protectorate series, that you should also check these ones out. So now I've got books 2 and 3. I don't own book 1, and I didn't get it at BookFest. So I guess when that book buying ban lifts, I'll order it off Book Depository or something. They were too good to pass up. I couldn't leave them behind. Stop judging me. So that was bag 1. So that was the small bag. We'll start the big bag now. So the first book in the big bag is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. These covers are freaking gorgeous. Like, how do you say no to this? How do you say no? 1,000 lives, 1,000 possibilities, one fate. As the daughter of 2 brilliant physicists, I have no idea how to say that. Marguerite? Something like that. Marguerite grew up surrounded by wild scientific theories, always encouraged to imagine the improbable or even the impossible. But when her father is murdered, Marguerite's life is turned upside down. All the evidence points to one person, Paul, her parents' handsome, enigmatic protege. But before the law can touch him, though, Paul uses Marguerite's mother's latest invention, a device called the Firebird, which allows people to leap into alternate dimensions to escape. With the help of another physics student, Theo, Marguerite chases Paul through various dimensions, determined to avenge her father. Her parents theorize that people who have met in one reality will be likely to meet in another, that key moments will happen over and over in different ways. But when Marguerite leaps into each new world, she meets another version of Paul that has her doubting his guilt and questioning her heart. Before long, she realizes that what happened to her father may be more complex and more sinister than she ever dreamed. So this is book 1 in the Firebird trilogy, I believe it's called. This is a beautiful cover, and I'm very excited to own it and eventually get around to reading it. So the next book in this bag is All of Our Yesterdays by Kristen Terrell. I'm sorry if I've said that incorrectly. Again, this is a really cool cover, and I don't own a lot of books that have yellow as like main features of them, and that makes like aesthetically pleasing setups difficult sometimes. Yesterday lover, today tormentor, tomorrow liberator, yesterday eliminator. Yesterday, Marina was safe, privileged, wealthy. She was falling for James, the super brainy youngest son of a very powerful family. Yesterday ended badly. Today, Em is in a cell she may never get out of alive. There's a flicker of hope when she talks to the boy in the cell next to hers, and when she remembers who she used to be yesterday. Tomorrow, Em has a mission. She must escape and travel back in time. She must kill the boy Marina loved to save her future. So, time travel seems to be a theme in this bag. I'm okay with it. And the next book in this bag is, this is The Stolen Throne by David Gator, which is a novelization of some stuff that affects the Dragon Age universe. And for those of you that aren't aware, I love Dragon Age. Dragon Age is my favorite video game series of all time. I am completely obsessed with it. And I haven't read these books yet, and I really, really want to, because there's lots of really important information in here that affect stuff that happens in the game. And yeah, so I saw this and I immediately picked it up and was like, you were coming home with me, my precious little babies. This is a prequel to the Dragon Age Origins, which is the first Dragon Age. This follows the King of Ferelden, which is a country in the Dragon Age world of Thedas. When his mother, the beloved rebel queen, is betrayed and brutally murdered before his eyes, young Marek becomes the leader of a rebel army, fighting for the freedom of his cruelly repressed nation. In a land controlled by fear and struggling to command a formidable army, Marek's only allies are the outlaw Loghain and Rowan, the beautiful warrior maiden promised to him since birth. Surrounded by spies and traitors, Marek must find a way to not only survive, but achieve Ferelden's freedom and the return of his line to the stolen throne. So excited for this, like unbelievably excited to get more information about the Dragon Age world. And yes, it's a mass market paperback, but you know what? I love Dragon Age enough that worth it. So the next one that we've got in here is, this is Black Sun Light My Way by Jo Spurrier. I still have no idea how to say that name. This is book 2 in the Children of the Black Sun series. I talked about books 1 and 3 in the previous part, so part 3 of the Sorry Not Sorry Bank Account book haul. So I will grab the first one and read that to you very quickly, in case you're too lazy to just go back and watch the other part. I'm going to do this correctly because that's how I've been doing these things. So the first book is Wind Be My Shield. Oh, by the way, Jo is an Australian author, so gotta support that Australian. Sierra has a despised and forbidden gift. She raises power from the suffering of others. Enslaved by the king's torturer, Sierra escapes, barely keeping ahead of Rastan, the man sent to hunt her down. Then she falls in with dangerous company, the fugitive prince Camarine and foster brother Isidro. But Rastan is not the only enemy hunting them in the frozen north, and as Sierra's new allies struggle to identify friend from foe, Rastan approaches her with a plan to kill the master they both abhor. Sierra is forced to decide what price she is willing to pay for her freedom and her life. So now I have books 1, 2, and 3 in that trilogy, so I can read them whenever the hell I want. And the next book in this bag is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Eccles? This is a book that's been recommended to me because I enjoyed Easy by Tamara Weber. So I picked this one up because I didn't know if I would like it. This cost me $5, so whatever. The synopsis for this is Brittany Ellis seems to have it all. Wealthy parents, the perfect boyfriend, and the right group of friends. But when Brittany is forced to become lab partners with Alex Funetes, a gang member from the wrong side of town, her perfect life starts to unravel. Alex is a bad boy and he knows it, so when he makes a bet with his friends to lure Brittany into his life, he thinks nothing of it. But as Alex and Brittany grow closer, sparks begin to fly and they both realize that sometimes appearances can be deceptive. Will their emerging feelings be enough to keep them together when the world is determined to tear them apart? This could be interesting, and these usually read pretty quick, so they're a nice palate cleanse between heavy fantasy books. The second to last book that I've got in this bag is Valor by John Gwynne. This is book 2 of the Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. My sister lent me Malice and Valor, and I read them and really enjoyed both, and I saw this lying around and I was like, you know what, I'll pick myself up a copy, just so I can have them. Oh, I was about to read you the synopsis for book 2, but I should really get out the synopsis for book 1 on the handy dandy internet. This is a quartet, so this is the end of this book is the midway point. A black sun is rising. Young Corbin watches enviously as boys become warriors under King Brennan's rule, learning the art of war. He yearns to wield his sword and spear to protect his king's realm. But that day will come all too soon. Only when he loses those he loves will he learn the true price of courage. The Banished Lands has a violent past where armies of men and giants clash shields in battle, the earth running dark with their heart's blood. Although the giants' clans were broken in ages past, their ruined fortresses still scar the land. But now giants stir anew, the very stones weep blood, and there are sightings of giant worms. Those who can still read the signs see a threat far greater than the ancient wars. Sorrow will darken the world as angels and demons make it their battlefield. Then there will be a war to end all wars. High King Achilles summons his fellow kings to council, seeking an alliance in this time of need. Some are skeptical, fighting their own border skirmishes against pirates and giants. But prophecy indicates darkness, and light will demand 2 champions, the Black Sun and the Bright Star. They would be wise to seek out both, for if the Black Sun gains ascendancy, mankind's hopes and dreams will fall to dust. This is a pretty good series. It reads very quickly. There's not like a lot of difficult fantasy names or like descriptions that you normally get that you really have to sit there and think about. This is very easy and quick read, so would highly recommend picking that one up. And then the final book that I have got is Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffinger. I read The Time Traveler's Wife last year, also by Audrey Niffinger, and really enjoyed it, so I decided to pick this up. The synopsis is, Dearest E, I told you I would let you know, so here it is. Goodbye. I try to imagine what it would feel like if it was you, but it's impossible to conjure the world without you. Even though we've been apart so long, I didn't leave you anything. You got to live my life, that's enough. Instead, I'm experimenting. I've left the whole lot to the twins. I hope they'll enjoy it. Don't worry, it will be okay. Say goodbye to Jack for me. Love, despite everything, E. Julia and Valentina Poole are normal American teenagers. Normal, at least, for identical mirror twins who have no interest in college or jobs or possibly anything outside their cozy suburban home. But everything changes when they receive notice that an aunt whom they didn't know existed has died and left them her flat in an apartment block overlooking Highgate Cemetery in London. They feel that at last their own lives can begin, but have no idea that they've been summoned into a tangle of fraying lives, from the obsessive-compulsive crossword setter who lives above them, to their aunt's mysterious and elusive lover who lives below them, and even to their aunt herself, who never got over her estrangement from the twins' mother, and who can't even seem to quite leave her flat. With Highgate Cemetery itself a character and echoes of Henry James and Charles Dickens, Her Fearful Symmetry is a delicious and deadly 21st century ghost story about Niffinger's family themes of love, loss, and identity. It is certain to cement her standing as one of the most singular and remarkable novelists of our time. So yeah, enjoyed The Time Traveler's Wife, and gonna pick this one up very soon. This is a bit shorter than The Time Traveler's Wife, so I should breeze through this no problem. Alright guys, so that was part 4 of 7 of the hashtag Sorry Not Sorry bank account book haul. I hope you are enjoying this series. If you are, please leave me a comment or maybe a like. And if you are new and for some reason have watched all 4 of these parts and still haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. If you have any comments or thoughts about any of the books that I have shown you today, please leave me a comment. I would love to chat about them with you. That's everything from me today, guys. I hope you have a magical day. Bye!